Hello, this is Words for Wednesday, and I'm Tom Doherty. Today I want to talk about Minecraft. I didn't really know what Minecraft was until I went to Texas and saw grandkids about a month ago, and they introduced me to Minecraft, and it was a great place for us to have adventures. And you can have adventures across time from Texas to Michigan. And so we began to build a world together. That's the great thing about Minecraft is you're building together. And while we were building together, the grandson said, "Hey, Grandpa, we need to have a church." And so we built a church in the swamp area, and we also built an underground church. We'll get to those concepts later. But we began to have spiritual conversations. Where did Jesus come from? Why did Jesus have to die on the cross? Some of those kinds of questions. And as we were building one day, one of the grandsons said to me as we were talking about the beginnings of the world, "We can't talk about that here where we're building, Grandpa. We have to go to the church and talk about that." So we would go to our church sometimes and have services anyway. And so even though it was a sweet thing to say, it was them trying to think of ways to make Grandpa feel comfortable talking about the spiritual things in a church. I think that's one of the problems for much of the U.S. church is people think that we have to go to church to have spiritual conversations. But just the conversation I'm having right now with you and telling you about what I'm doing with grandsons is to say that even in a Minecraft adventure, you can have spiritual conversations. One of the things that one of the grandsons said when we were talking about making Jesus your Lord and Savior, he said it's kind of like if you don't make Jesus your Lord and Savior, you're sitting on the bench and can't get in the game. They're very intrigued by the idea of someday God's going to create a new earth. And that's what we're doing in Minecraft, is creating this new earth. So we have conversations about Adam and Eve, sin and death, the cross and the resurrection, and the creation of a new heaven and new earth. We can't talk about these things while we're building. Well, yes, we can. But the question is, why aren't we having those kinds of conversations with others over coffee, in a Minecraft game, a board game, with a neighbor while we walk our dog, at a gas station or store, the post office, or in the park, wherever we are? Why isn't that more of a natural thing? While we do the dishes, perhaps, with kids or play board games with them. I'm playing Minecraft with the grandsons because that's what they love to do. And that's a way to connect with their passion. And Jesus filters into those passions and conversations and that activity. Deuteronomy 6:7 says, "You will teach them diligently," speaking of statutes and commands, "to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise." All through the day, the scriptures are saying we should be teaching people, not just our children and grandchildren, but people about who Jesus is. So let me encourage you to connect with people in their passion, their area of passion, and the place that they feel comfortable. And let Jesus filter into those conversations through you. Keep your eyes open for opportunities to connect with people. Don't miss a chance to disciple people in the everyday things that we do. This is Words for Wednesday, brought to you by Every Church Grows. Have a blessed day.